Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I thank the Honorable Rabu for his question. The WTO Agreement on Fisheries Subsidies, Speaker, sir, also referred to as Fish One, represents a landmark achievement in global efforts to curb harmful subsidies that contribute to overfishing and the depletion of marine resources. It is the first WTO agreement with a primary focus on sustainability, aligning closely with Sustainable Development Goal 14.6, which calls for the prohibition of subsidies that lead to overcapacity and overfishing. The agreement sets rules to stop government from giving financial support to fishing companies in ways that damage the oceans or that are involved in practices that damage the ocean's resources. Specifically, Fish One bans subsidies that support illegal fishing, so government cannot pay companies that fish without following the law. Two, it bans subsidies that help fishing of overfished stocks, meaning government cannot give money to encourage catching fish faster than they can naturally reproduce. And three, ban subsidies that encourage fishing in unmanaged parts of the high seas, so companies do not exploit areas where there are no rules to protect the fish. It also makes sure that government report what subsidies they provide and encourage transparency and responsible management of fishing resources. Essentially, it is a global framework to protect fish stocks, to protect the ocean, and also to protect the livelihoods that depend on them. Interesting, Mr. Speaker, that we now have into November, ulai Mololo level. I do not know what changes those living by the seas have noticed in the fish, and whether they refrain from eating too much fish at this time, because some of them get to be poisonous. Mr. Speaker, sir, Fiji has been a strong advocate for this agreement because it protects our oceans, ensures sustainable livelihoods, and allows us to benefit from our fisheries responsibly. Following bipartisan support in Parliament, Fiji deposited its instrument of ratification with WTO on 24th of October 2023, becoming the first Pacific Island country to do so. I'm also pleased to inform that the agreement entered into force on the 15th of September this year, after reaching the required threshold of 2/3 of the WTO membership. This marks the start of a new era in global fisheries governance, ensuring that trade rules contribute directly to the protection of the world's oceans. Mr. Speaker, sir, since the entry into force of Fish One, the government has been working closely with stakeholders to implement the agreement. This means making sure we have the right systems and coordination mechanisms in place to meet our obligations. In August of this year, Mr. Speaker, sir, a workshop was held with the International Institute for Sustainable Development, IISD, to build awareness and introduce a self-assessment tool that helps us gauge our readiness to meet our obligation. After the agreement entered into force in September, we hosted an in-country meeting in October with all key agencies to review data and identify what needs to be reported to the WTO. Mr. Speaker, sir, a validation workshop is now scheduled for November, where officials will review and confirm the findings, information and data gathered so far. This will help Fiji identify any policy or information gaps, strengthen coordination across agencies, and ensure we are fully prepared to meet our international obligations. Work is also ongoing at WTO under the second wave of negotiations, often referred to as Phase 2. In that endeavor, Fiji continues to work closely with our Pacific brothers and sisters to advance our shared regional interests. This phase seeks to address outstanding issues not covered in the fish agreement, particularly subsidies that lead to overcapacity and overfishing, while ensuring special and differential treatment for developing and least developed countries. Fiji is now preparing to participate in the 14th WTO Ministerial Conference, where members aim to conclude the remaining elements of fishery subsidies negotiations. Due to Fiji's proactive engagement and leadership throughout the negotiations, we have been offered the role of Vice Chair, reflecting the confidence of other WTO members in our contribution. I congratulate the former Minister for Commerce and Trade for his role, leading to the confidence expressed for Fiji in his naming to be in that role. Mr. Speaker, Fiji will continue to participate actively in these negotiations, advocating for a balanced outcome that preserves the sustainability of our marine resources while recognizing the unique challenges faced by small island developing states. We continue to call for adequate policy space so that countries like Fiji can make full sustainable use of their fishery resources. This is important, Mr. Speaker, because our oceans are not just about conservation, they are also a resource for income, jobs, and economic development for our people. Our intervention also highlights the need for technical assistance and capacity building to help developing countries implement the new rules effectively. Fiji's participation will ensure that the interests of small island economies are well represented in the global community as the global community moves forward towards comprehensive and sustainable outcomes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.